Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy New Year. Probably going to say that all week. Hope everybody is having a great start to a weekend, kicking off with a Friday here. Today I want to talk to you about the W-Lewin Resources, the Metroplex, the MO1. We have a solid price that is shipped to the U.S. Now, I do not know shipped to your country. You'll have to put your own country in and find that out if it's not the U.S. But I'm finding that's a pretty good price. I'm actually thinking about getting in on this because that is very reasonable for what this is. But we're going to go over what this project is and why it's a reasonable price and why it's probably, to this size and what it is, the only one we're going to get at least for a long while. And I've been impressed with that, but I haven't really heard anything from Light Toys. We'll discuss this. We'll discuss a few other things, a few other competitors that are trying to get in this space. We'll talk about this and more coming up. So what is Lewin Resources? Who are they? What's this company? You probably never bought anything from them because all they had was this 28-inch Optimus Prime for the most part. And it was very impressive. I didn't get on it. I didn't see why I needed to spend $300 on a 28-inch Optimus Prime. You're talking bigger than Titans, but a lot of people liked it, and as you'll see here in a bit, it's sold out at Show Z, so it was pretty popular. And it does look really nice. And instead of just KO oversizing the MP10, they KO oversized it, add lights, add a bunch of other features, and made it quite impressive. People love that thing. Then they did a recolor, like a Captain America version of that one. And it looks like a really nice metallic paint job. And it's a premium maker. So they have established themselves as having an ability to make a large action figure that does transform, and it's almost to the point that it's ludicrous. 28-inch Optimus Prime is impressive. It's a little bit crazy, but a lot of people that have these love them. All right, so here's everything that falls under the Lewin Resources, and as you can see, when you search Show Z, the W Resources shows up along with, just type it in Lewin, Lewin. So you can see everything they've made. They have a trailer on pre-order that is still a bit of the stylized look, but I would venture to say that one is going to come out. So if you're interested in a trailer, I don't have all the details. I could look all that up here in a bit, but they also made a, I think, 12-inch Spike wiki and then some other stuff going on there. But this is really the products that they have made, that they have created. But right now we're looking at the big one. When they first showed these pictures, it was impressive that they were actually going to do it. And my first thought, and I probably shared all my first thoughts, was, yeah, it's a little stylized. But I didn't really catch it at first what they were going for. But I knew for a fact this is an actual product we're going to get. This is something that's really going to get made. It's actually going to come to fruition. This is actually something you're going to be able to order. It's going to show up at your doorstep, and you're going to have this thing. Quick specs on this. This is going to be 47.24 inches tall. So almost 4 feet tall. And so that's a good almost 20 inches taller than their last project. But again, they've made large action figures, which are basically KO oversized is how they started out. But this is their own design from the ground up, and it looks quite impressive. It'll include a main figure, head sculpt, 2 changeable faces with luminescent painting, 10 laser cannons, 2 high-energy microwave cannons, 13 magnetic controlled glow positions, a battle damaged face with luminescent painting, and key areas of the body, shoulders, elbows, hips, knees are all gear joints. You're also going to need a CR2032 battery and a CR1220 battery with a total of 12 of the 1220s, 4 of the 2032s. So this is starting to remind me of another project we're going to talk about, but this is big, this is massive, this is impressive. Now, it does transform into a base, and I gotta say, it does look like a pretty decent base that it transforms into. A Metroplex, it's gonna be big. Bigger than any other Metroplex that has ever been made, and may, to this date, be the biggest, and be the biggest for years, or maybe decades. Someone might not take this on, but I'm thinking the fact they actually made it happen, what happens is it does kind of inspire other companies to try to catch part of that market, which is another reason I'm excited for this. Another reason I'm excited for this is because, A, people are going to get it, and for the next 3-4 years, be the only people to have a 4-foot, it's not Titan, it is Masterpiece in the bot mode for the most part. And really, that's as Masterpiece is going to get. I could imagine a 6-foot one of these. I know somebody made one that looked like they're building shelves and a dresser or something to build it up like that. But for the most part, for a full production run, and it's actually getting shipped for $1,100. That's quite impressive. But here's the alt mode. I will never display it in this, but it is an alt mode. All right, so getting back to this product page, before I go anymore, I want to say thanks to everybody that puts that capital T, capital H in the support your reviewer and hit go. That's so appreciated, and it helps me get certain things. Some of the samples are sent to me, and then a little bit of kickback to ordering stuff, maybe like this. But this thing here, $1,100 ship. Now, I'm going to say a few things about that price. First of all, it's better than anyone expected, because people were thinking it was going to be $1,800 or $1,500. So I knew it was going to be at least $1,000, but then I figured $400 shipping, so like $1,300 to $1,400 out the door. And for this to be impressive to just $1,100 out the door, it was $100 down. So those people that paid $100 down only had to pay $1,000 now to get it. Now you're going to get 3,300 points back if you're a member. That's $33 is coming back to you on this if you're a premium member also. So there's some more good to it. But if you get down a little bit lower, you'll see shipping's going to take 40 to 70 days. So you're looking at over 2 months. I mean, I would not look at the lower end of this, because when you're shipping on a boat, then there's less control than shipping through air. So that time, it's leaning closer to the 70. I would almost guarantee that. So just expect a 2-month wait to get it. But there's an express shipping, I believe, that they will do an air shipping, but that's a $600 shipping. That makes it $1,600. Now, I want to point out another obvious factor. I mentioned it's stylized, but it seems to be closer to more IDW look, I believe, which I'm not super into IDW, but it sort of matches the Generations Titan Class 1, but it's got more bulk to it. Now, I always felt like the Titan Class 1 was just a little bit too skinny, kind of scrawny, but if you get one of these in hand, it's already big enough. This Titan Class 1 is big. It's 2 foot tall, over 2 foot tall, and so you're looking at now something that's about 4 foot tall, and so it's massive. So I'm just trying to get my mind around it when I look at the Titan, how big this is going to be. Now, I have a space for this one, and I'm considering picking one up for myself, but I'm also going to let everybody else order one that wants one. And we're going to get into that. I don't know how many they're going to make. And when you deal in this price range and this size, I don't think they're going to make that many. I'm guessing maybe 2,000 is the minimum production run. But it's impressive. And even though it's a bit stylized, it does look good. It does. Do you think it matches this? Do you think it's more similar to this than the G1? Now, I am going to admit we're just sort of freshly off this whole Cyan culture Metroplex. And this one here is, people say it's Legends. It's actually sub-Legends. I think the Titan class scale at 24-inch fits Legends better than this one did at 18-inch. But we're talking super apples and oranges. But the box this came in still is a decent sized box for an 18-inch figure. The Lewin Resources one is going to be a massive. It's like 2 HasLab boxes is probably the size, or 3 HasLab boxes is the size that thing's going to show up in. But I did like the aesthetics of this. I did like the look of this. I wouldn't have minded if maybe Lewin Resources would have gone with more this style, but I do believe they went the other style so that maybe less heat would be on them. They wouldn't get in trouble. But it's also telling me something else. When people in that part of the country or the world over there in China, they keep up with what other people are doing. With what? X-Transbots, Fans Toys, MMC. They all know what each other's working on. Or as soon as they find out what they're working on, they start doing something about it. And I'm thinking we might see a HasLab. I don't think it'll be 4 foot, but I think we might see a Titan class HasLab that looks G1. And I think that's why they avoided it. Because just watch. Sometime 2025, they're going to announce a HasLab. that is for a Metroplex. It just makes sense, and I don't think they have the mold for the old style anymore, which is why I think they went that route. Time to talk about Like Toys. I gotta say this. I had the feeling that the person making this was communicating with me quite a bit, but I had a feeling that that person was all in on wanting to make this happen. But so far, every single thing that they've made is 3D printed. And although I think they use resin printers and it's really a high quality print job, it's $300 for 3D printed parts to make your smaller combiners meet the 21 inch and look very G1 and all that kind of stuff. This actually has been made as a prototype, but they want to make a full production run, meaning that they have to create casting for this and molds and make it the same way that Lewin Resources did. That's never been done. Like Toys has never made that before. And the thing is, they've never gone through that process. I think they got to a point and said, this is not going to work out. And if it does work out, or they need the funding, or they're going to do whatever to make this happen, it hasn't happened yet. And we haven't had any updates on this. So I was holding out for this, but I think that this project is now dead in the water. Unless, of course, they come out the woodwork and they start showing pictures. The other Lewin Resources was showing pictures every single step of the way, which also instills confidence. We haven't seen anything since that last video update for the Like Toys. Now I want to show that I looked around at TF Source, ages 3 and up, Chosen Prime, a few of the other, what I would consider the bigger players in Masterpiece Transformer distribution. None of them have this Metroplex. And I'm a little shocked because this thing is shipping at Show Z, or coming soon, shipping within a couple of weeks. And yet, I don't see any U.S. distributors distributing this thing. Now, I'm not exactly sure why. I assume it's size. There might be more to it than just the size. I don't know. I have no idea. But the only way to get it right now is from Show Z. There's a couple other distributors in China that are carrying it, but not all of them. See, there's some Show Z clones, and I'm not going to list them because Show Z does not want me advertising their Show Z clones. And I stick with Show Z because they have never done me wrong. And I've gone with some of these other ones that are sort of their clones and ordered things and got burned by it taking way longer than I really thought it would, and some other reasons. All I can say is I would not order it from any of these Show Z clones. I wouldn't order from any of these other ones out there. I would only order from Show Z. Me personally, I wouldn't order this from anyone else other than Show Z. Now, if you have a good relationship and you've gotten a lot of things shipped from other places, then you might have a higher level of confidence in them. But I don't have the confidence, and I haven't had any issues with Show Z. I had 2 a long time ago. They resolved it very quickly. But something like this, something as big of a ticket item and as big of an expense, like, I would trust Show Z on this. Me personally, I can't make any guarantees to anybody. But let's get into talking about, now that this project's come to fruition, once they start showing up, people are reviewing. Well, I think Maymotion even already reviewed one. But once people across the world are reviewing this, then it's going to put Lewin Resources on the radar for Fans Toys. And Fans Toys, they don't like to lose. They like to win. And right now, they're taking a big L on this FD40 that's now, like, I've got a full-size picture of it, and that was like 4 years ago. So they're taking an L for 4 years, maybe 5 years, 4 or 5 years on this, because they haven't done anything with it. And all we got was head. And yeah, I mean, it was nice that they gave us head, but it's not nice that we don't know anything else about this project going forward, and that we're going to get a Galvatron 2.0, still know nothing on this, which is frustrating to people, that there's a lot of things that they want to see completed or finished. I mean, this is technically, in a way, a combiner, right? Because you're combining the head. We already have the head to this body, but we don't know when to get the body. We don't know how it's going to come in multiple parts. So it's one of those things that, now that Lewin Resources did it, now they showed their hand. Fans Toys, it's your turn. So anyway, let me know if you are getting this, if you're interested in a 4-foot Metroplex, because it's very impressive that it's even getting done. And it's one of those things that I've been talking about this since they first showed it. I knew it was going to get made, but once they started showing the production, that went faster than I ever imagined for this large of a figure. And I'm sure the factory wants to get paid for it. Lewin Resources, W Resources, wants to get paid for it. So they're going to push this out. And I do believe it's going to be a very high quality product because so were their other items. They were high quality products. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you getting one of these? Should I get one? Would you like to see me review one? If so, I'm going to wait a few weeks before I order it so every viewer gets their opportunity before I do. Like, subscribe. Tell your hanger out.